What in the world is going on with Canadian real estate? First, it defies all gravity, outpacing records in 2020, and it continues to be a hot market. And when you compare it to its peers, it's even outperforming. It outpaced every other G7 market in 2020. Data from the United States Federal Reserve showed that Canada's average real estate price grew by 2.93% during the third quarter alone, representing 8.2%, 27% annual gain. Now, what's really interesting is that how much it's outpaced its peers. So this year-over-year pace far outstripped the price growth it's seen in Germany, 6.99, France, the U.S., the U.K., Italy, and Japan during the same period. Now, I guess I mean the U.S. maybe that's a little surprising. I know they have a hot market in certain areas, but I feel like their lockdowns have been a bit more severe than ours, especially yeah, I think it in certain areas it has. It seems like maybe not Florida, but and the UK. I mean, they're going through their Brexit issue, so maybe that affected what's going on there. I'm not sure what's happening in Germany and France, but the fact that I mean 8.27% is quite a significant difference. Oh, sorry, it's quite a bit more than any of the others. I mean, even ahead of Germany. So, considering the pandemic's failure to put the brakes on the Canadian real estate market, the momentum generated in 2020 is expected to further spur housing activity and price growth nationwide this year. Especially given the fact that the our GDP, our economy is growing faster than expected. Who knows what this will add to further growth in the real estate market? One of the most optimistic takes on this trajectory was outlined in a recent forecast by Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce, CIBC. The institution is anticipating price growth of around 2.4% in the 12 months starting October 2020, which is expected to accelerate to 3% over 2022 and 2023. And that's probably and the bank's upside scenario where the economy recovers at a much faster pace than expected, has predicted a home price increase of 11.2% over the next year and another 10.4% over 2022 and 2023. This is so far one of the most bullish forecasts from a bank, with their downside a little worse than National Bank's base case. Better Dwelling said in its report on the CIBC analysis, CIBC's downside is also similar to what RBC Management has stated they expect over the same period. Risk firms have forecasted much larger price declines, while the industry is forecasting much higher price growth. Interesting. I guess with the flood of new immigrants that will be coming in, I mean we've created some very lofty targets for ourselves, and maybe there's going to be a very high demand, a large influx and a very high demand because a lot of people that we get in our that come into the country that we bring in, they're very qualified individuals, right? And they usually bring a lot of money with them. So not obviously not all the ways, but I mean, there's going to be enough to spur demand in a lot of different markets, depending where they end up. And let's see what goes on with the trajectory of this what do you call it, work from home. If that continues, and going to start seeing, because when you see an average price move, it could be at any part of that scale, right? I mean, maybe we're seeing the prices on the lower end really starting to creep up, right? Because people are moving further and further outside of the urban cores, and they're pushing the prices up of these homes. right? So, and that could be what's actually driving a lot of that change. Maybe it could just be people moving from the urban cores because if people aren't selling their homes, like in Toronto, there's very little inventory on the market, and people are moving outside from those areas and buying up in traditionally lower priced areas. We're going to see, you see multiple offers on these properties. You're going to start to see prices increase on the average, right? So I'm thinking that's probably what's the best explanation for that the price changes or that much of that drastic a price change in such a short period of time during a pandemic. Anyways, let me know what your thoughts are. What do you think is causing this bullish behavior in the Canadian real estate market?